This is my tool slide I'm making. I've got a Ford Explorer. Usually got this big sub box sideways right here, but I started doing a lot of like construction type work with some friends and picked up some more tools. And yeah, I know Ryobi, hate on it all you want, but it's in the budget and it all works great. I haven't had any failures yet. Anyways though, I picked up a set of these, the Flex stack packs, and they're awesome. The issue is I don't have a whole lot of room up here, so I have to kind of deconstruct them to put them in here. But also, it's just kind of a pain in the butt having them in here because I gotta, in this small space, I have to take them out to use them, even if I'm not bringing them in where we're working. So I decided to build some sort of slide out, but I wanted to build like a box in here with 2 drawers. And then I ended up opting for the stack packs. So I still wanted to build a slide, but I was like, I don't need the drawers. That's just gonna be unnecessary height. And unfortunately my 3rd row, first off, it's power, so it's a pain in the butt to take out, but also in the 5th generation Explorers, it is part of the structure, I guess you could say. There's a beefy bar that goes under the seats, that's the seats are mounted to, and then that bar is mounted to the Explorer, but it can't be separated. There's a whole, like the police utility ones do not have the 3rd row, but they have like a cross member back here, and that's like over 500 bucks, so I'm not that worried about it. It would have just been cool because that would have gave me about 10 inches of depth to work with, and you know, all this space. I could have, you know, built like some basically cubbies down there and then did like a slide out on top, but it is what it is. So I opted for something like this because I can really only do like 2 of the boxes stacked up. So I wanted to be able to have it sideways to save room, but also slide out because when it's in there, you can't open it up. So let me slide this back. Not finished at all. I just shot some black spray paint on it. That's just the wood grain where it looks wet, but it's 90% dry. It's really humid outside right now though, so it's not like fully curing. But scrap what I had. I think this is like 1/2 inch plywood, and then this is 3/4 inch. I did the 1/2 inch because I just basically needed like a base, and you know, I knew the 2x4s were gonna make it like plenty structurally sound, I guess you could say. 2x4s, that's, I don't even know how long they are. I'll get to that in a second. And then just some other scraps I had. I cut them to basically be the stops, if that makes sense. So you can see down here the bearing slides, and then just these pieces are, we'll call this the base, the 1/2 inch. I've got that screwed up, screws going up into the 2x4s. This is just free floating. The bearings are screwed into the base, and then these are screwed into the 2x4s. And then that 2x4 in the back is also screwed in, you know, up and down, like from the bottom, but also coming from the back into these 2x4s. So it's super sturdy. I just need to figure out a little bit improvements. First off, I need a handle. Second, I need to build like a flat piece to go right here, like a stopper. Anything on here won't slide like just completely off. Originally, I had 2 screws back here, and originally is like 5 minutes ago. 2 screws in here that would stop it right there. If that makes sense, the screw would be in that little hole, and then it would bump up against that flat piece. And it came out about this much, which was plenty to open it, but I kind of wanted to come out a little bit more. Like, if I could get it like out like that, that would be perfect. I might just have to do like a easiest way would probably be just like, I mean, literally a string, you know, like a piece of rope tied in down there that just, you know, you close it, it's gone, and then you open it and it just stops it from sliding. So I have 6 of these sliders. I ran out of paint, but I got everything you can see painted. And then I have 2 more of the sliders, like, you know, here and here. My piece of plywood is a little bit warped. That's why you kind of hear it like scooting when it slides. I originally had the back sliders right there and right there, but because it's warped, what would happen is when it would come off these sliders, like right here, it would drop down if you can hear it. It's not a big deal right here because the other ones are like right here, so there's not a whole lot of play. But when these were further back, it noticeably kind of teetered a little bit. So I'm going to pick up, those are $2 a piece. That's the only thing I had to buy, $2 a piece. So I'm gonna pick up 2 more for the back, just to make it smooth as butter. But yeah, let me put this stuff in and show you. But as for like supports, I wanted it up here so it would slide out, because if I have this flat on these seats, which is just it's only like about 2 inches, this is not high enough to come over this piece right here. So literally all I did was put a couple scrap 2x4s under there, and I screwed this one down. I gotta pop this off and screw these ones in, but it doesn't move without, I mean, you can move it, but it doesn't move like sliding around. I didn't want to screw it down because in the uneventful case that I do get a flat, I have to fold these seats up and the spare is under these seats. So I have to move this, I have to move the 3rd row seats, and then get to the spare. So I didn't want this permanently mounted just in case, because I do drive a lot. But yeah, let's get to some measurements real quick. So we're about 43.5 long. And then we are a little over 23.5. I'm gonna cut this, haven't yet. I kind of just did that because I plan on doing another smaller slide, but I'm not really sure. I might just leave it like that. Don't really know, but just for the record, we are just shy of 37.5 this way. And height overall is just shy of 4. So pretty small. You take your toolboxes out of here and you still have, you know, like 95% of your room, you know, if you got groceries or kids stuff or whatever. But yeah, let me throw that thing up here and show you guys. So this is the Flex Stack Pack. This one is pretty big. This actually ended up working out perfect. I did not measure this, and you can see that tight that tight tolerance. I did measure to make sure I was gonna have enough room side by side, but it is also very tight. So sometimes when I slide it out and I open this up, it does move back a little bit and I have to, you know, push it in to close it. But slide in. Slides super easy. And, you know, it does move a little bit. There's a little bit of flex in this, but nothing I would ever worry about, because this right here is plenty. This alone is very heavy, and I hate lifting it, which is why I wanted to make this, because in the rare case that I need to get something out of here, it sucks because in here I can open it, but not all the way, and then especially when it's in further, it's just a pain in the butt because I have to like literally climb in there. But let's throw the other boxes on it and see what happens, or the other one that fits, I should say. All right, so now she's struggling a little bit. Still slides out fairly easy, but you definitely see it likes to flex. But again, I would still be very comfortable opening up to this spot. And again, quite a few tools, batteries and whatnot, so a lot of weight. And it slides right in. Obviously with this top one, I would have to slide it back further to close the door. Something like that, but honestly not even that far. But even then, all that does is just leave me with more room up here. So here we have the third piece in that this is just the standard, you know, 3-piece combo. This is the smallest one, and this is my first time putting it in there, but I mean, that fits like a glove. I'm just gonna have to paint this wood so it matches, and then that'll look damn good, you know, for being basically free. I spent like 12 bucks on the slides, so that's not bad at all. But this thing is not dry yet. You start to see some, yep, paint's chipping off. Actually, to be fair, I think this wood was sitting in some water at the bottom, so it's probably pretty wet. But it's super easy to slide around. I mean, that's literally perfect. Comes out just enough. Okay, quick update. It's been about 20 minutes. If you can see the 2 screws down there, I did do a stop. Not sure how well you can see it, but I just screwed in that board right here to the bottom, and then I just used a scrap piece right here, screwed to the top. That's how it works. Super simple. And then I ended up taking a piece of that same screw, and had I thought about it, I would have probably mounted it to the outside, but that would basically kind of require, I don't know, I feel like it would kind of look weird, plus it would overhang a little bit too much, I think. So I just ended up doing it, and I don't want to grab it right now because it's wet with paint, but it's screwed in with like 5 screws on the bottom. And I sanded the corners just a little bit so it's easy to grab. It's smooth, and then the corners right here, so when these match up, it kind of just, you know, goes in with no issues. And it's not perfect, but it works. Okay, so to get everything to close, I ended up having to slide it back a little bit, and that ended up working out better because I could actually grab these up in case I need to tie anything down. I got, you know, these, otherwise those are gonna be stuck for a while. But 2x4 still under there. It does slide if you want it to slide, otherwise it really doesn't. So show you that it closes. That's it. So super simple. Then again, if you don't have your tools in here, that's a ton of room. Groceries, case of water, case of pop. And that's it. I do think that I am going to, so let's see where these are. I could definitely move them up, and that's gonna give me more support. So I definitely think I'm gonna pop this back out and then move those 2 up. You can see I probably got a good, yeah, shoot, almost 1.5 inches, 2 inches maybe. So I'm gonna put these right up at the end, and that'll give me a little bit more support. Okay, this will give you a little bit better view of it without the shelf on there. So these little indents were where these were, so I moved them literally right to the edge. And I ended up moving them out a little bit more. I figured, you know, having them further out might help a little bit. So when I go back to Harbor Freight, I'm gonna get 2 more for there, and then I might do 1 more right here just for the heck of it, because, you know, there's gonna be a lot of weight kind of focused right in this area. And also you can see the stopper a little bit better. So just like I said, literal straight piece of wood screwed down, and then this is screwed to the, you know, slide, and then it just boom, just like that. It's gonna be fun to match those holes back up, but oh well. To get to throw them back on. Hey guys, thanks for watching.